Alright everybody, so I figured with the Aquatic Pack just days away now and everyone just getting super duper excited for all of the new animals and new pieces and just the new diving mechanics and the new educator talks and the new there's a lot of new stuff to be excited for, isn't there? There's a lot. So yeah, I figured with Anticipation Brewing that it would be fun if we would kind of go back and visit a kind of older series that we used to do called Zoo Design, but today we're going to kind of revamp it a little bit to be like habitat design basically. Yeah, I kind of thought it would be fun before the pack officially released. I know a lot of you are doing this already, but I would think it would be fun to kind of look at different like concept arts and like habitat, like how these animals actually look in like a zoo and everything like that. So that's what I like to do on this channel. If this is your first time hanging out with us, I kind of like to build realistic-ish. So I will look at, again, like concept arts of habitats for the specific animal or an animal like it, or we'll go and visit like a real zoo on Google Maps and all that fun stuff. If there's this animal is in that zoo, see what that zoo is doing with their exhibit and everything like that. And yeah, just kind of figured we'd do that today with the upcoming animals, all of them except for the turtle there that's coming with us, since that's stuck in an exhibit box there. But yeah, let's go ahead and start it off there. Go ahead and get off of the video there. There we go. But yeah, so the first one that we're going to go ahead and do is the one that I'm pretty much the most excited for. I couldn't decide which animal I was most excited for, but Frontier today released the in-game, it looked like footage of the penguin, the king penguin there, and I decided that yeah, I'm most excited to see the penguins waddle around in our zoos there. So I initially looked up king penguin habitats. We get some things here and there, but mainly you don't get really too much as I would have hoped for. But yeah, if you just type in regular penguin habitat, now I know that all penguins are not created equal, and if I remember right, our king penguins are kind of more accustomed to that little bit Arctic kind of vibe there. But if you look here, this isn't concept art, obviously. This is a real in the Detroit Zoo. This is their actual habitat, and this is just either opened not too long ago, or they just got a bunch of new penguins, one of the ones there. But yeah, I really like this idea, and this is, at least in the States, where a lot of these kind of penguin habitats are. You see this a lot where they'll have either a primary like indoor, like really nice kind of built up kind of indoor area, or they'll have kind of a both one there. They'll have indoor and outdoor, because during the summertime it gets really hot here in the Midwest where Detroit is, and Chicago and stuff like that. So they'll have this really nice one. Now I don't know if Detroit does, but and then also you'll see some zoos that have a really nice outdoor area as well there. So yeah, again, this is the Detroit Zoos. There's a little bit blurrier but better view of the entire indoor area. Looks like they have some nice ice to kind of go around and everything like that, and pretty big open area, nice little pool for them to go in as well. And you'll kind of see that a lot with penguin habitats as far as like viewing and stuff goes. I know this isn't a penguin, but you'll see this kind of stuff a lot with penguin viewing, where it's kind of indoors, and you get some nice up close. There you go. There's well, these penguins are on the wrong side, but they should be on the on the other side there a little bit. But yeah, you'll see. Oh my god. You'll see this button is so annoying. I need to get rid of that Pinterest button. Yeah, you'll see just, I'm trying to find an example here of what I'm trying to show you. There we go. That's the one that I really like looking at. This is in, let's see, SeaWorld Orlando. But yeah, this is a perfect example of your kind of real world kind of penguin habitat that I'm used to seeing a lot of times. I don't know that I've ever seen a penguin habitat outdoors, like an actual outdoors habitat. All the ones that I've seen are mainly indoors, because most of the habitats that I've been to are in the Midwest and everything like that. So again, where it gets really hot during the summer and really cold during the winter time there. So, but yeah, this is a good look here. You have different informational panels that we might be able to make in game. That you can kind of hang up here, just straight on glass, where everyone kind of pile up here. Now, if I remember right, when I went, there's actually a few different rows, kind of walking rows that we might be able to pull off with 2-meter paths and stuff like that. But yeah, there's like a lower row down here. There's like one row up. So there's like 3 different rows of walking paths that people have to kind of differentiate the different height levels, so everyone can kind of see there. But yeah, you can see that the background is we can probably use our pastel, what do you call it? Anyway, one of the wall sets there that I can't think of because it's late at night when I'm recording this. One of the wall sets there, paint it kind of sky blue, and then use some of the rocks that we have in game. Or again, it really looks like we're getting new rocks. Maybe a few different rock sets that are different colors, but some of us are thinking we're getting flexi-colored rocks. It kind of looks like they're flexi-colored. Well, maybe we can use some of the new rocks back here and make this nice rock outcropping there. But yeah, again, you have the nice, the underwater viewing area like right here, right up front there for everyone to see. And that is pretty common there in most penguin habitats. So again, here is, I don't think these are king penguins. I think these are more of the someone will let me know, but maybe emperor penguins or whatever African penguins there are, because this is at the San Diego Zoo, and I know that they just recently opened up their new penguin rocks, or Africa Rocks, the penguin habitat within there, and I think that's more focused on like African penguins, which kind of stay outside more and are kind of used to more hotter temperatures and stuff like that. You can tell I don't know jack about penguins until basically tonight. So yeah, we're focusing again more on the king penguin, who, to my knowledge there, likes to hang out in the colder temperatures like Antarctica and stuff like that. So yeah, there's another really good view. Again, it's just basically like the back of the habitat is your rock outcroppings and where the penguins kind of hang out, and the front is always like the water area where they can kind of dive, and guests can get a really nice view of the underwater diving of the penguins and everything there. So yeah, there's some really good views there. I kind of have an idea already of what I would like to do, and again, it's going to probably look closer to like either what the Detroit Zoo does, or here's a good one. Well, this is outside as well, but just imagine this indoors there, kind of do something of the same nature there. But yeah, I think it's kind of an indoor thing where the glass panel is straight up along the underwater diving, then rocks in the back with attached to kind of like a backstage building there. Here's a really good look at one if you're wanting to do an outdoors one. If your zoo calls for, they can have like an outdoor section. Look at that. That's great, having the backstage kind of building right in the middle there, and then this big open pool all the way around there with little different rock outcroppings all over the place that the penguins can get up on. That's a really good one there. Let's see if we can investigate where this is going. Penguin enclosure plan long, it's keywords and stuff. Not too sure where this one is going there. Penguin enclosure plan, yeah, not too sure, but you can still take a look at it on the concept arts, everything there. So cool, there's the king penguin. Let's move on to the next animal, my second favorite animal that I am most excited for. There's another great habitat there. I think we reviewed this one before in the initial zoo design there. You can, but yeah, there's another great view of a penguin concept art there. But yeah, let's move on to the next one that I'm most excited for. It's gonna be the seals, more importantly the gray seals, which is that's what we are getting. But again, this is another instance where if you type in gray seal concept art zoo, all those keywords, that you'll get some stuff, but you won't get like specific like gray seals. So usually I kind of found that the seals and like sea lions and sometimes walruses, they'll kind of share habitats together. Either they'll rotate around, or yeah, they will straight up share them there. So that is a polar bear. That's a polar. There's the one that I'm really excited to look at though. Yeah, I'm basically thinking that I'm going straight for, again, we saw this like really cool wood panel like wall set that we're getting in the upcoming aquatic DLC pack. And I really just, they kind of went with it already with the harbor kind of theme there and like lighthouses and stuff in the trailer. But I'm thinking right here, that nails it down right here for me. Look at all these different, the restrooms and the canary holds and the, just all this different stuff. It all looks themed to that kind of harbor theme. And then you got here the cove habitats and just the main habitat here with a nice little viewing area there. So yeah, no, I think you could really pull something off really cool with the combination of, again, the new wood panel sets and the new seals that we have, and maybe even the educator talks a little bit. Now I know that Frontier mentioned that in their educator talks that they won't be able to feed animals if there's water in the way, so they won't be able to feed water animals, it sounds like. From the educator talks, which is kind of a womp womp. Hopefully we can change that in the future, but yeah, I'm really excited to see the educator talks kind of deal with the seals there. And again, I'm going to take like a lot of inspiration from there, because that's pretty much right up the alley of what I'm kind of looking for there. Here's another really cool view of some concept art, it looks like, of a rounded kind of tank there, which we can do right with our glass pieces in the game. The glass piece that we have kind of make a rounded outdoor tank there, so there's some really good inspiration. Let's see here. There's a few others that really catch my eye whenever I see them. Looks like, oh, you know what? We did kind of ran out of concept art there. We don't have too much in the form. There's a really good one though. That's one I love. This one here, the Columbus Zoo. Yeah, I don't know if this is finished yet or what, but we've looked at this a few times, and again, this is just really harping on that kind of harbor feel there. So I really hope that the upcoming set there is really fleshed out. That wood panel set and everything, I really hope it's kind of fleshed out and really good to go there, because yeah, again, I love the look of, you know, you got the lighthouse over here and just all of the different kind of backstage buildings that are kind of themed to that northeast harbor kind of thing. Yeah, I am just taking ideas straight from this. Holy, I can't wait to see the seals, the gray seals, that's what it is, kind of hanging out on rocks and everything. Oh, it's gonna be so good. So yeah, really excited for that. I'm surprised the typical, and we've reviewed it before, but there's always of the Houston Zoo, there's like always this concept art of this seal that's of course not coming up now, of course, but anyways, here's some other really good views from, here's the St. Louis Zoo's sea lion point of views, and again, you can kind of not that they're the same animal exactly, but it seems like a lot of zoos kind of mix and match their sea lion habitat with their gray seals, again with their like their walruses and stuff like that. So yeah, here's a really good view just kind of looking over. And speaking of, you see that water there, we've been really kind of talking a lot about if we're going to be getting different kind of water in the pack there, and it looks like from the concept art that we've seen so far that like whether or not they've like beefed up the water to make it look better, or like we're getting a whole new type of water, but you often see these kind of animals in this kind of like brighter blue kind of water, right? So definitely kind of hoping we get something similar there with the upcoming pack as well. Just kind of a few more views there of the St. Louis Zoo's sea lion / seal habitat there. But yeah, so there is some awesome takeaways from the concept arts and designs there. Again, I'm really going after that harbor theme, and that like I'm gonna just save that, and that's what I'm gonna be going off of basically for the upcoming build. So cool. All right, next animal we're gonna be doing the, oh yes, the giant river otter. Oh, I confused the giant river otter concept art that I always see with the seal. The one that I always see, I think, is the giant river otter. But anyways, yeah, there it is right there. This is like, if you type in like zoo concept art, this is like always the piece of like concept art that always shows up. Is it, oh, it's for the San Antonio Zoo, not the Houston Zoo. But yeah, I think like Stan has used this for like way back in the day, like when Planet Zoo wasn't even announced. I think he used it for like a thumbnail or something like that, and I've used it in other zoo design videos. But yeah, it's still so good. Like you see the otters up here being able to like run across here. Again, this is concept art, so all of it's not in full reality or whatever you want to say yet. So you have that, but yeah, then you have this little like bubble thing here with the otter kind of sitting there going, hello, I'm an otter. And you're like, yes, you are. But yeah, I think it's a really cool idea for to kind of make that into a reality. Maybe you'll be able to do something like that. That'd be pretty cool there. But yeah, love that piece of concept art there from the San Antonio Zoo. But yeah, other little bits here. Let's see. There's a lot of like real world ones here that we can kind of go off of. So this is the San Francisco Zoo, and you can see here they're not like always, you know, if you're kind of going for that realistic zoo, or maybe you have a budget in mind for your zoo, you can kind of take away from here just you know, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world. See this big kind of like rock outcropping that they made, the kind of fake rocks there, and just a little sandbar, a few rocks and stuff like that, and a nice little swimming area, a little waterfall. And yeah, that's what theirs looks like there. So, you know, again, it doesn't have to be the most intense crazy thing there. That's a hippo habitat. I don't know why they brought that up. Let's see here, taking a look around. So here's a giant river habitat, and that looks like some concept art. Not sure where it's for though. It's a small picture, so it's a little bit hard to see. Let's keep scrolling down here. You can tell I planned ahead for this a lot, right? Here's a great one there. I can't tell, is that real life or concept? I know that's concept art as well. And look at them use the different elevations here. Because what's that up there? You see like a jaguar or something like that. Oh yeah, this is for the Houston Zoos. This just opened actually. Mass Bandit John, he a few months ago when this opened during the summertime, I believe it was, he actually went and visited the real life version of this. I think this is just the concept art But he visited the real life version of this because it is open and underway, and actually underneath here some pictures. But yeah, I really love all the dead trees that they have fallen over here. Again, the terrain differences here to make it look like the jaguar is just, you know, hunting or whatever, basically. But obviously they do some terrain trickery and everything, but that's really good. Here is the actual Houston Zoo's, how it kind of turned out and everything. Look how they have the seating, how the rock outcroppings from here, it kind of just goes into past the glass barrier there, and you have the kids kind of sitting on there and interacting with the otters and everything. It seems like otters are very, very social animals that would kind of like to hang out with like kids and people and stuff and kind of run back and forth. So that's a pretty cool idea to bring the rock outcropping, you know, from outside to inside sort of thing. Some more views there. You can see where the water levels are, so it's not, especially with these being, you know, kids, kind of smaller kids especially, it's not, they're not fully underwater, right? So you can kind of see where, so that the kids can get some good views there. The water is not too deep, just deep enough where the otters can kind of swim back and forth real quick. But you know, overall, nothing too terribly deep there. And here again, a little bit blurry of a picture. Let's see if we can get a better one. Nope, but you can see here in the background the terrain changes again, right? So they're again playing with the terrain differences. You maybe have a habitat up here that could have like jaguars or just something else like that kind of hanging out up there. Speaking of, there's the jaguar right there. So yeah, no, some really good views there from the Houston Zoo especially. Again, I know the Houston Zoo just opened up their was it the Pantanal habitat, which is all South America, a bunch of different South America habitats and stuff like that. And yeah, the giant river otter is one of them. And here we have, someone needs to make a slide. Look, oh, there it is in action. It's actually it's a Jiffy GIF. It's actually working. They shoot through this little tube. It looks, I bet this is how they get into the habitat. Or out of the habitat. Do you think? That's zookeepers. I know we have a few zookeepers who watch there. Do y'all have anything like this at your zoo? Is this like how they get in and out of the habitat through like a concrete barrier type thing? That's really interesting. I've never seen it. Here's some more pictures of it. It looks like this is inside the habitat, and they use it like to get in and out of the habitat between backstage and on stage or something. So yeah, that's really interesting. And here's one last one. Again, touching on that size thing, right? So as you see here, this isn't like, and sure, it would be great if it could be bigger, but you know, it is what it is kind of thing for zoos. But yeah, you can see how this is almost like the size of our terrarium boxes in Planet Zoo right now. That's about how big this is. So y'all can definitely make that inside your houses, or, you know, don't always think of like all these animals have to have like, oh, you know, 2,000 meter squared, whatever, you know, habitat big. It can sometimes just kind of be a nice little side animal. I call them like B-side or B animals kind of thing. They're not like a lion, an elephant, and, you know, a panda. I love giant river otters, and I love all the other animals, but, you know, they don't always have to be like, it's a giant river otter habitat. It can kind of be like, oh, the giant river habitat, cool. And then if you notice over here too in the rock cropping, I bet that's a little terrarium too, so you can stick your new turtles in there and all that. So cool. Yeah, there are the giant river otters, some really great concept arts to focus on, and again, real life zoos to look at as well. So cool. Let's go ahead and look at the last one. We're not going to focus on the turtle because, again, it's kind of in an exhibit box. If it wasn't, I'd be using that thing on like lake shores and ponds and stuff like that in like its natural. Oh man, I wish it wasn't in an exhibit box, but alas, it is. We'll make do. But the last one, yeah, is the dwarf caiman. Not too sure how many concept arts or anything like that we're going to find, or habitats. They're mainly a lot of terrarium. Here's one, yeah. Here is one right there. So again, with them being smaller creatures there, I know a lot of people are talking about, doing like long little creeks and like riverbeds and stuff like that for a whole bunch of them to kind of hang out on and everything. But and when you look at it, real zoos, I think they do that. I've seen was it Animal Kingdom? No, I think Animal Kingdom just had alligators or crocodiles. But anyways, I've seen dwarf caimans, yeah, in that similar kind of thing where it's like a dried out riverbed or a trickling creek kind of thing, and they just kind of sunbathe on there all day. But in real zoos, you often see just kind of in terrariums. They're almost a lot of times in the, again, size of the exhibit box that we have in Planet Zoo already. But yeah, they'll be in like these little yeah, again, little terrarium kind of things there. So you can see the overhead lights that you get, the fake rock work in the back there. Very tight, very cramped little thing. But again, they're very small species, so I think that's kind of the idea behind it. Here's another look at one. Again, this is a little bit bigger. but it's still very much so on the terrarium side of things, isn't it? You got the little man-made pool there, some little itty-bitty rocks, kind of a lot of sun coming in and everything. Really cool how the roof line is right there and they kind of themed up along that. But yeah, there's another really interesting view of a caiman habitat. Again, same thing, a lot of them are just really basically the size of terrariums. So when you're making them, sure, definitely, if you want to make it a really big thing, maybe combine it with, I don't know, do crocodiles and these things get along? They kind of seem like they'd hang out together, like be buddies. Maybe not, maybe the crocodiles just eat them. But maybe you can make a big habitat with all of them hanging out together, again, make a dry creek bed. Or again, if you're kind of in that mindset that I am sometimes with just kind of, I'm building a realistic-ish zoo, and maybe I could put these in like a terrarium, quote-unquote, smaller habitat that's fixed up like a terrarium in a house or something like that, a reptile house or whatever you want to call it there. So there they are, just little dudes right there, the little deuterinos. But yeah, so I'm interested to see, that's pretty much all of them there. So a lot of pictures of the caimans there. But yeah, interested to see, these ones will be an interesting build there, I think, for a lot of people there. So, oh, hey, there's some of the turtles. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what y'all come up with the caimans, because I'm least familiar with it. And again, it kind of seems like they have like the in real world zoos and stuff, they kind of get the smaller end of the stick as far as like terrariums go, and I guess that's kind of like what they're used to and stuff like that. So yeah, really interested to see what kind of habitats and blueprints and everything y'all kind of come up with there. So but yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it. We just wanted to, again, since we're all so excited for the new Planet Zoo Aquatic Pack, just wanted to kind of look over some real world zoo concept art and real world habitats that zoos have with these animals in there. So hopefully you kind of learned a few things. Again, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. If you haven't already, Google the animal that you're looking for. It doesn't have to just be the aquatic pack animals, but Google the animal that you're looking for, put in concept art and then zoo and hit enter, and usually you'll find a lot. Sometimes you can take out the concept art and just put in, penguin zoo exhibit and hit enter and go to images or videos, and you'll come up with a ton of stuff. Also, if you have Disney Plus and I think Hulu, probably some other streaming services too, a lot of those have behind the scenes zoo shows on there. Specifically in Disney Plus, there's a great there's like 4 different zoos and Animal Kingdom that they go behind the scenes all the time. So I'll just bring that up on my second screen and kind of pause it when they're in the backstage areas or whatever and kind of take a look at that. Those are some great resources too. And Google Maps. It hasn't been updated in a while, and zoos are kind of finicky with dropping the little deuterino, the little yellow dude, inside the zoos. But yeah, if you can, drop him in there and kind of take a look around different habitats as much as you can there. So yeah, a lot of great resources out there for you. Again, what is the #1 animal from the new pack that you are most excited to design for? Mine is definitely the penguin. And yeah, if you found any fun concept arts or know of any real world zoos with these animals in it, comment down below, let me know. Also join up on the Discord channel there. We have an entire section where you can post concept art for all to see and use there. So hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out, and this is your first time hanging out with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as we are going to be covering every little big medium thing and in between of the new aquatic pack. And yeah, also give the video a like there, helps out the channel, helps out the video. So hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out. I always do appreciate it, and until the next Planet Zoo video, have a good one.